Seaview Pier or near North Topsail Beach. This is moving northeast at about 15 miles an hour. So we're going to go back and again to just orient anybody that's just coming in right now. So here we are. Here's our cell. Right down here. Let's zoom in on that. Again, this is the southern part of Onslow County. This includes Sneed's Ferry. This includes Duck Creek. This includes North Topsail Beach. And this cell is really just riding its way along the coast here. It's moving right along sort of where all those beaches are. And again, it's a Sunday, so a lot of folks are going to be out and about at the beach. So obviously, if you don't want to get caught out in the open with this, and so what you're going to want to do is try to find the best shelter you can. So whether that means finding the lowest room of a house or putting as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So no need to panic, but if you are caught out in this, maybe look for a restaurant or something like that that you can go into, because you have to treat this like there is a tornado on the ground, even though it's not confirmed yet, but this is obviously still a dangerous thunderstorm. Also moving somewhere that you probably don't want to see along the beach. Like we said, it's a Sunday, and so folks are going to be out and about at the beach, and obviously we have beautiful beaches here in North Carolina, so very, very easy, for folks to be caught out there right now. The warning is still in effect. This warning is going to be in place until 4:45, so then they have to make a decision. Are we going to re-up it, or are we going to let it expire? So far, this storm has looked pretty similar. Again, checking our velocity again. This is sort of to see where the air's rotation. Sort of some broad rotation here. But again, nothing that necessarily indicates a tornado. But again, dangerous thunderstorm. Definitely going to want to not be caught out with this. Now this is moving to the northeast at 15 miles an hour right now, so it's coming in from this direction. This includes Duck Creek too, right up at sort of the northern part of it. Really every area here to the east of Highway 172 is going to be under this warning, because this cell is really hugging the coast here. It's also sort of built up on the back a little bit. But for folks just tuning in, we have a tornado warning. This is for the southern part of Onslow County. This includes North Topsail Beach. This does not include Surf City. This is to the northeast of Surf City. But areas that are to the east and south of Highway 172, you're going to want to take your tornado precautions. If you're out on the beach, you're going to want to find a restaurant or a structure or something like that, just to put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, just to be extra safe. So let's zoom out again, orient ourselves a little bit. It's been a stormy day of weather across eastern North Carolina. This cell moving into Onslow County right now, looking somewhat strong. Sort of you can see it moving, or you can see the way that it is oriented from north to south, right? So that it sort of takes a bit of almost a bowing shape. Again, we're not talking about the tornado-warned storm here. We're talking about the storm that is just off to the west of it. Now, sort of that little bowing shape is an indication that there are probably some pretty strong winds with this. Severe winds, certainly, with gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour. And so obviously that's another threat on top of the tornado warning. So let's actually take a look at our Jacksonville live eye right now. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up. We can maybe see a little bit of what's going on there. Jacksonville not too far from where that tornado warning is. Here's a look at Jacksonville. This is looking, I'm actually not 100% sure what direction this is looking. We're going to maybe spin this camera around and see if we're able to see anything. So again, we're going to want to be looking south from Jacksonville. Jacksonville not under a tornado warning, but they are under a severe thunderstorm warning from that cell that's moving in, with winds being the biggest threat with it. So, all right, not trying to make anybody dizzy, just spinning the camera real quick. So really just gray out in Jacksonville right now, not seeing anything too much on the horizon. Again, we do have this cell moving into Jacksonville right now. This is going to be your severe thunderstorm, and the tornado warning is going to be down to the south for North Topsail Beach, that whole area along the southeastern edge of Onslow County. Let's take a look at Atlantic Beach here. Atlantic Beach, still some folks out there. Still some folks out at Atlantic Beach, but the weather at Atlantic Beach is much calmer than what's going on in, obviously North Topsail and that whole area. So now that we've seen some of these live eyes, again, let's get oriented here. Here's our regular radar. There's your severe thunderstorm warning, which is that yellow box down near Jacksonville. The red box is your tornado warning for sort of a separate cell that's just riding the coast right there. It's sort of riding the coast, potentially riding that coastal boundary, which can very often make severe thunderstorms potentially turn into tornadoes. Or you get that rotation, so to speak. So here we are, whole viewing area here. I'm just going to point out where our tornado warning is. Tornado warning right down there in Onslow County, right with this cell that's just riding sort of the coast. Areas up to the north actually are not under severe thunderstorm warnings like they were earlier. These cells up here have definitely started to weaken. Still some really heavy rain with some of these cells though. Some rain pouring down. Which is obviously a concern for the potential of flash flooding or, something like that. Even if it's not necessarily a full flash flood, you can definitely get that water that builds up on the side of the road and whatnot. And this is probably your strongest thunderstorm, so to speak, in terms of thunderstorm winds, this one moving now well into Onslow County. And then there's your cell, just riding the coast here. So we're going to take a closer look again. So here we are. North Topsail Beach still under that warning, so I hope folks that are out there are not still on the beach. Obviously there's a bunch of restaurants around there and stuff like that. If you're able to just put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, take your tornado precautions. Obviously this is a dangerous thunderstorm because of the tornado warning, nothing to panic about, but we have to take this seriously because the storm is very capable of producing a tornado and showing some rotation on radar. So taking a look at some of that rotation or velocity here, again, not looking like there's anything with a ton of rotation, maybe some broad rotation here near North Topsail Beach. This cell kind of back built a little bit, meaning the other storm that we were talking about, the severe thunderstorm, has sort of, the severe thunderstorm is sort of starting to combine with it. Right? Not seeing anything that's necessarily indicative of debris or anything like that. So we're going to go back to our Doppler radar, just our regular reflectivity. So this is moving to the northeast at about 15 miles an hour. Maybe a little bit more. That's going to be your general direction for this. So this gets to Chadwick Acres at around 450. And this cell is just sort of riding the coast like that. And that's the direction it's been moving. And this is still separate from the other severe thunderstorm, which is actually important because once these start to merge a little bit, then it becomes harder for the storm to be able to get sort of that rotation. And you can see here they're trying to combine a little bit, but right now this is still discrete. It's still out there on the coast, and it's separate from the rest of the cells. But these are coming very close. These are probably going to combine within 15 or so minutes. So not a great day at the beach out there today, unfortunately. It's a Sunday, like we said, so obviously folks are probably going to be out there, but I hope everybody is, taking their tornado precautions, found that place to stay in, found a sturdy structure so that you're not out to the elements. And again, it's not just the potential for tornadoes. It's the wind, it's the hail, it's all of the severe factors with this storm where, you can get wind damage. You can, obviously, if you get caught out with hail, that's not great. Also, some reports of hail with this cell already. So this has really got it going. But of course, the biggest danger that we're worried about is going to be the potential for any tornadoes. And we still have that warning in place. And as we zoom in, this is going to be for areas that are to the south and east of Highway 172. So right along the coast. This is currently the only tornado warning we have, which is good. And the storm is becoming a little bit less organized. It sort of flared up there a little while ago when that tornado warning happened, but now being not as well organized, but still, obviously a storm that you got to take seriously. All right. Let's take the wider view again. And folks here, Caleb, I got my producer in my ear. Caleb, that tornado warning is expired. Yeah, so... Yeah. So folks, we're going to go back to regularly scheduled programming. Thank you for sticking with us. This tornado warning has expired. So the National Weather Service not currently seeing that there's going to be a tornado imminent. Obviously a strong cell though. A lot of lightning too, so that's something you got to be very careful of. And we'll be back if there's any other warnings. But other than that, have a great day, everybody.